Okay, so first off, before I start, I would like to thank you for making the Money in the Bank 2015 preview the most view, or very soon to be the most viewed video on my channel. I already released it last Thursday or something, and it's already got 601 views. And just tonight, it got over 500 views. So I thank you for that, because tonight I saw that it jumped from 60 views, 221 to 361 to now 601. So thank you very much for making this video soon to be the most viewed video on my channel. I really appreciate it. Now into the Money in the Bank 2015 review. I told you I was going to do it after Deluxe Man finished his. The review, I don't know how to feel about this pay-per-view. I agree with Deluxe Man in the sense that it was a good pay-per-view. However, it did nothing to set up the future. We'll just jump right into it. First off, in my predictions, from what I remember, I went 2 and 3 and 2. Excuse me. So I got 2 right, I got 3 wrong, and I got 2 on the brink of this or this. So first off, we start with the pre-show match, R-Truth versus King Barrett, which I actually did watch. The winner, R-Truth. King Barrett he's done. Let's just end King Barrett, bring him back to Bad News Barrett, and I doubt it's going to work now, but if it doesn't, then it's just time to say goodbye to Wade Barrett in general. I mean, I hate to say that, and I hate to have, a man's career hanging in the balance, but in this case scenario, Wade Barrett isn't really working out. His Bad News Barrett gimmick worked, but the WWE took that away for whatever reason, and now he's nothing. So you sit back and you wait for Bad News Barrett to just fade away. But anyway, 2-star match. It was boring. It wasn't really worth it. It was just about 5.5 minutes, so it really did nothing. So going on to the Money in the Bank ladder match, which is the first match of the card, it was Roman Reigns versus Randy Orton versus Kane versus Adrian Neville versus Kofi Kingston versus Dolph Ziggler versus Sheamus. It was a 3-star match. It was a good match, let me tell you that. It was a good match. And it was worthy of 3 stars. However, I did not like the fact that Sheamus won the Money in the Bank briefcase. That was something that you really should not have done. Roman Reigns, I would have taken him to become the Mr. Money in the to become Mr. Money in the Bank, because you could have done a whole load of shit with that. Now, a lot of people are on the brink of, well, I like this, but, I don't like this. Which was Roman Reigns about to win the Money in the Bank briefcase, climbing up the ladder. He would have won it. Bray Wyatt interferes, shakes the ladder, throws him off the ladder, hits him with a Sister Abigail, takes Roman Reigns out of the match. So which has already been officially set up as Bray Wyatt versus Roman Reigns at Battleground for some stupid reason. Later on, Sheamus and Neville are the only ones up. So Sheamus ends up grabbing the hair of Neville, pulling it back, and knocking him off the ladder. Sheamus grabs the briefcase. Sheamus is Mr. Money in the Bank. What the fuck are you going to do with Sheamus now? I don't see anything you can do with Sheamus now. I mean, in all honesty, we look at Sheamus and we see someone who just came back 2 months ago, who had a very, I guess, interesting heel character, and now you have nothing with Sheamus, nothing at all, because you have no direction with him. He's Mr. Money in the Bank, and he's going to have a world title match opportunity, and here he is, having no direction and having no real reason to hold that briefcase. I don't see anything else you can do with him or with that briefcase unless you have him lose the briefcase to somebody else who will cash it in on somebody and cash it in for the world title. So 3-star match, it was alright. Move on to the Divas Championship match. Nikki Bella beat Paige to retain the Divas title. It was a good match. It was 3 stars. It was 3-star worthy. The finish, though, goes against the rules, and I'll tell you the rule book right here. In a match, not just a Divas match, but in any match in general, and this is not just USW related, this is also every other wrestling promotion and company's rule books as well. If the referee calls the decision, he cannot reverse that decision as long as the bell rings, which it did in this case. He cannot reverse the decision unless it is by disqualification. And even then, you should rarely ever call that unless it was a blatant disqualification. In this case, either way, well, not either way, but in this case, he did not allow the match to stop. He continued the match, ignored the bell, and continued the match. Nikki Bella hit Paige with a forearm, hit her with a rack attack, and covered her for the win. Bad match. Well, I mean, bad ending. Not bad match. Good match, but bad ending. Nikki Bella's a bitch. I'm gonna tell you that right away. I mean, first you have her as a face, and then she's a heel, and then she's a face again for a short time, then she's a heel again. She's kind of turning out to be like the Big Show over his entire career. However, in such a short period of time. And, of course, the WWE is going to have her hold the belt in order to break AJ Lee's record. I would have liked to have Paige win, and there were parts where Paige should have won out of, well, honor, considering she dedicated the match to Dusty, and instead of saying, "This is my house," she said, "For Dusty." Of course, as you know, Dusty Rhodes was the man who, one of the most, probably the man with the most charisma before anybody else had charisma, left us this past Thursday. Showed many different promos and montages celebrating him. So that was always great. I didn't live through the Dusty Rhodes era, but I did know that the man was very amazing, very charismatic, very great in the ring, very legendary, and had a great mind, had a great love for this industry. So honoring the match to Dusty should have had her win just because, I mean, you really shouldn't have had her win. We had Nikki Bella win if Paige was dedicating the match to Dusty Rhodes. That's just my complaint. But the finish does go against the rules. In this case scenario, Paige should have won. Brie Bella, I loved seeing the fade. If Brie Bella had cost her sister the win, I would have laughed and laughed and laughed and laughed and laughed and made fun of the Bellas and made fun of Brie Bella, especially because she cost her sister the title when she tried to be sneaky and it didn't work. But then she got kicked in the fucking tit right away, which was kind of funny. That, of course, led into the ending, but the match went against the ending went against the rules. Paige should have walked out the Divas champion. Brie Bella should have been crying. She should have shot herself in the head right then and there because she was so embarrassed that she cost her sister the championship. That's what should have happened. So, anyway, next match was for the Intercontinental title. This was, oh, fuck this. This was not 2-star worthy. This was a 1-star worthy match. Ryback Intercontinental Championship versus Big Show. Ryback, or Big Show, beat Ryback by disqualification. Ryback still champion. Notes, thank you, Miz. You stopped the match then and there. It was a forgettable match. Miz stopped it, and thankfully he stopped it and put an end to it. Not a great start to Ryback's championship reign. I guess he's gonna face like the Big Show or the Miz or both the next time he defends the title. So whatever. All right, next match. I already put out a live reaction for this video. Or for that, I already put a live reaction out during this match. Kevin Owens versus John Cena. Your winner of the match via pinfall, John Cena. 5-star worthy match. I'll let you know that. The ending, or the notes for this match, bullshit ending. But how it all concluded, I guess I'm okay with it in the long run. John Cena beat Kevin Owens with a fucking springboard stunner and then an FU. And then pinned him for the win. Then he gave Kevin Owens the belt, the NXT title belt, and raised his hand. Kevin Owens kicked him in the gut, and then went to the outside and power bombed John Cena onto the hardest part of the ring, which was the ring apron. And then Kevin Owens went. He was just so happy and proud of himself, and so was I. And John Cena walked away limping. John Cena is never out for a long time because the WWE just cannot help themselves. They cannot stop sucking John Cena off long enough for them to build stars without having their momentum taken away by the John Cena monster. I'm fine with the fact that Kevin Owens beat down John Cena, or at least did some kind of move to take down John Cena for a short amount of time, but because now we can say, well, I beat John Cena in my first match, and I injured John Cena in my second match. But at the same time, his momentum is now off because he lost to John Cena when he should have won this match. Now they kind of need to have a third match in which Kevin Owens must win, and if Kevin Owens doesn't win, I'm going to go to Vince McMahon and get arrested because I shot Vince McMahon in the eyeball. I'm not fine with how Kevin Owens' momentum is derailed or is off, or is a little off track now, but at least he now gets to say, well, I took down John Cena. And I beat him in my first match. Anyway, 5-star match. It was the best match of the show, of the night, of course. Next match is for WWE Tag Team titles. I'm not going to spend too much time on this. New Day versus the Primetime Players. The Primetime Players won. A 3-star worthy match. It was a shocking result, of course, because I thought the New Day was going to win. Guarantee you the New Day, well, I don't guarantee you, but I think the New Day will walk away with the tag team titles again. It's just dependent on when that is. And I think it'll be at the next pay-per-view, Battleground, or maybe on a Raw or SmackDown, I don't know. Anyway, that was a 3-star match, and whatever. Main event, WWE World Heavyweight Championship ladder match. Seth Rollins beat Dean Ambrose to retain the championship. This match went 35 minutes and 40 seconds. Great match, I'll say. It was very interesting. The fact that Dean Ambrose was being targeted, his leg was being targeted, made it a little off-putting for me. I don't know why. I think it was more because Dean Ambrose had, I guess, a whole targeted limb, and he couldn't perform to the same extent that he was performing or that he performs all the time, which is what makes him unique and exciting. But he still did pull some of those moves out. It was a 5-star worthy match once again. First pay-per-view I think I've ever had two 5-star matches, or two 5-star review matches on the same card. So congratulations, Money in the Bank. But it was great, all over the place match, with a great yet simple and ununique ending. The reason being is because the ending was Dean Ambrose and Seth Rollins retrieved the title. Both grabbed it. Both went down to the ground. Dean Ambrose rolled away, but he lost right with the title. Seth Rollins continued to hold on to the title. Therefore, Seth Rollins wins, considering when the title is, I guess, retrieved, but there's not a single holder, somebody does not hold the title alone, the match continues until one person has full control of the title belt. In that case, that person wins. So Seth Rollins wins. It was a great match. They brawled into the arena. They brawled into up the ramp. They brawled on the commentary table. Seth Rollins got flipped through a table or flipped through a ladder. Dean Ambrose got buried under ladders and chairs and pipes and whatever. Seth Rollins did that running power bomb into both sides of the barricades on this side of the ring area. If you're looking down the entrance ramp and you're looking right at the ring from the entrance ramp, it's to the right. That's the side he got power bombed into both sides of the barricades. And Rollins just kept hitting over and over and over. Dean Ambrose got up from pedigree, got up from everything else. It was a great match. 5-star worthy. All in all, the pay-per-view was about 3 stars. The reason being, I mean, it would have been 4 stars had it had an impact on the future. But in this case, it doesn't really hold any impact for the future. But it was a good pay-per-view, so I'm not going to take anything away from it. So 3-star rating. Good pay-per-view. Some bad choices in the endings, but, I mean, you had Twin Magic. Should have either been a disqualification or led to Paige winning, which would have been amazing. Because, I mean, I can only imagine the Bella Twins not getting what they wanted because they tried to sneak away with something, but they didn't get it in the end, so they threw a hissy fit or something like that. And then you had disqualification by The Miz hitting both Ryback and Big Show in the head with a microphone and then walking away. And then you had Sheamus win because he pulled Neville's hair and got him off the ladder. Some bullshit endings, as well as John Cena's stunner into the FU. But all in all, it was a 3-star match. You can't really give it a 2-star match when it had great matches or very good matches. But you can if it didn't have very many great matches or very good matches, and it didn't really do anything in the long run, whether it's to impact the future or impact a feud or anything like that. So 3-star worthy. That is my review of WWE Money in the Bank 2015. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed. I will be back for Battleground 2015 preview and prediction and review as well. So thank you for watching. Remember to like, favorite, and subscribe for more. I'm Zach Hardy, signing off.